Hi guys, Nishant here. In this tutorial we are going to take a look at different HTML elements and their different HTML attributes. So first, let's start with HTML elements. Different HTML elements are HTML heading, HTML paragraph, HTML link, HTML images, and empty HTML elements. I am going to teach you all of this in single HTML code. So let's start it. So first, we will write down syntax of HTML. So this is the syntax of HTML. So in title we are going to mention HTML elements and their attributes. Now the first thing we are going to take a look is headings. So HTML headings are defined with h1 to h6 tags. So first we are going to define them. h1, h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6. Now I'm going to write the same sentence in all of them. So my name is Nishant Zaveri. I'm just going to copy it and paste it in each of them. So here h1 defines the most important heading and h6 defines the least important heading. So now let's take a look at output. So saving it, we're just going to double click the file. So as you can see, our result is this. h1 is the most important and h6 is the least important. It doesn't even look like a heading, it's that small. All the headings get smaller and smaller from h1 to h6. So that's all for HTML heading. So now we are going to take a look at HTML paragraph. So for that we are going to use p tag. We are going to use it twice. Inside p tag I am going to use this is first paragraph, inside the second one I'm going to write this is second paragraph. HTML paragraph are defined by p tag. So now let's just save it, refresh the page. So these are the outputs for paragraph. So that's all for HTML paragraph. Now we are going to take a look at link in HTML. So to define a link we are going to use anchor tag. So A is the tag we are going to use for defining anchor tag. Here href is an attribute inside the anchor tag. So here we are going to specify the link we want our text to render to. So here I am going to write https www.google.com. Here I am going to write the text. This is a link. Now let's just save it and then refresh the page. So this is the text and it has now become a link. So now when I click on it, it sends me to www.google.com. Here there is no connection, that's why the page does not appear, but it does go to the link we have written. So now we are going to specify HTML image tag. So for that it is img image tag. Here src is attribute for image tag. So inside src we are going to specify a URL. It can be a web address or it can be a desktop address. Here I am using my desktop image, which is this one. So I'm going to get the desktop address for this image. I'm going to copy the desktop address, and now I'm going to save it. What we can do here is we can also add some of the attributes like alt. It is used as alternative for this image. So if our image does not appear, it will render this message, google.com. Another attribute we can add here is width. I am writing width is 500, and last attribute is height, that is 340. So now let's just save this first, and then go back, and if you can see we have our image here. But if you take a look, the link is below the image. So why is that? So to do that we are going to use br tag. So I'm going to use br tag after link. So save it, refresh the page, and now you can see the image is below the link. So why is that? What is br? What kind of element is br? And where is the closing tag for br? So br is an empty element without a closing tag. HTML element with no content are called empty elements. Empty elements can be closed in the opening tag, just like this. I'm going to show you the closing tag for br, that is this. This here is the closing tag, but we are not going to use it. So similarly, an empty tag like br is hr tag. So hr tag defines thematic break and is used to separate content in HTML page, and it is most oftenly displayed as horizontal rule. So I'm going to use hr tag between these two paragraphs. So hr. So I'm going to save it and refresh the page. As you can see, a horizontal line appears between two paragraphs. So that is hr. So that's all for HTML elements. All the HTML elements have attributes. Attributes provide additional information about that element. Attributes are always specified in the start tag. Attribute usually comes in name equal to value pairs. So now let's take a look at some of the attributes. So the first attribute I'm going to define here is lang attribute, language attribute. So lang. So here I'm going to use en us. So the first two letters specify the language, that is en, that is English, and if there is a dialect we use two more letters, that is us. So English from US. So that's all for the language attribute. Another attribute that we are going to use is title. We are going to use title attribute in paragraph. So now let's take a look at title. So title I'm going to mention title in both the paragraph, and inside that I'm going to write first. Inside the second title I'm going to write second. Second. Now let's just save it, refresh the page. Now if you hover on the first paragraph, it will show you first, and if you hover on the second paragraph, it will show you second. So that is titled attribute. So now we already have seen href. So what it does, the link's destination is specified in href attribute. Href specifies the URL, means the web address for a link. As you can see, it already renders to www.google.com. In the image tag, src, alt, width and height are the attributes. So what are they? src specifies the URL, means the web address or the desktop address for an image. Alt specify an alternative text for an image. So when the image cannot be displayed, this message google.com is displayed. The image set is specified in pixel or in percentage by defining the value of width and height. So you can write it down pixel by px, or also define it using percentage sign. It doesn't matter. So in this tutorial we discussed about HTML elements and also about HTML attributes. So that's all for this tutorial. Thank you for watching.